Welcome back to Chow Time Pod. It's your host, Red. I got a video today. They will kill you when false accusations go wrong. Please subscribe down below. Really appreciate that. Let's get that chow. It's chow time.
Number 8. Faith Cox. Texas woman Faith Cox accused her boyfriend of assaulting her on September the 20th of 2017. She alleged that Christopher Procopia had entered her home and attacked her with a box cutter, leaving cuts on her face and chest. Fox claimed that he'd carved an X into her skin before fleeing the premises. Police took Procopia into custody on charges of first-degree felony burglary of a habitation with intent to commit additional felonies. He faced up to 99 years in prison for the
fuck? 99 years? For like cutting on her? Like if this was true? That's crazy. Considering that one chick stabbed her boyfriend 108 times.
Alleged crimes. However, a police investigation uncovered that Procopia was entirely innocent. A selfie that he'd posted on Facebook around the same time that Cox claimed he'd assaulted her proved that he was 70 miles away from her home. An investigation into Procopia's text messages, cell phone tower pings, and
I think this is one of the first times social media saved someone, right?
witness reports confirmed his whereabouts and proved he hadn't been involved in the supposed attack. Moreover, police discovered that it was really Cox who'd inflicted the cuts on herself to frame Procopia. In light of the findings,
and they always say, why would you lie? Why would they lie? Why would they do these things? Who knows why crazy people lie? She cut an X on her face, herself, and like cut up her face just to accuse this man of doing bad things to her. That's crazy, guys. Like, once people get to this level of craziness, there's no question that people do shit like this.
Law enforcement arrested and charged Cox with the misdemeanor of filing a false.
What the fuck? A misdemeanor? When he was about to get 99 years for her accusations? This is horseshit.
Police report. She was ordered to pay a $2,000 fine and could have also been sentenced to up to 180 days in jail, but accepted a plea bargain, which reduced her sentence to a year of probation.
Fuck this probation shit, dude. Oh, the more stories I do about these things and just women getting probation for shit like this, it just blows my mind.
Number 7. Nikki Yovino. Teenager Nikki Yovino accused 2 college football players of abusing her while she was at a house party
big one. I remember
in New
this
York. On October the 15th of 2016, she alleged that the 2 men grabbed and took her into the basement bathroom, where they forced themselves upon her. Following the accusations, the players were both suspended from their football team and had their scholarships taken away. However, according to the police, 18-year-old Yovino's story was riddled with inconsistencies, and she eventually admitted that her accusations had been a lie.
But it's too late. These 2 men lost their scholarships, their reputations have been ruined, and they're probably not going to get their scholarships not going to get reinstated. Like, that's how shitty accusations against men are, and women love doing it because they get no consequences for it. A year of probation for the chance of getting that guy in 99 years in jail? That's worth the risk.
When interrogated, the men she'd named as her aggressors admitted to have had intimate relations with her, but maintained that it had been fully consensual. Witnesses at the party also claimed to have seen Yovino willingly enter the bathroom with them, and one attendee even audibly heard her say she wanted to sleep with both. After confessing, Yovino claimed she'd made up the story in a panic because she didn't want to ruin her relationship with another man with whom she was romantically involved.
Oh my God. So she was with a boyfriend, saw 2 cool dudes, and wanted to get banged by both dudes in the bathroom, but had to lie about it because she has a boyfriend, and accused these 2 men of assaulting her because she has a boyfriend and didn't want to get in trouble. Wow.
Yovino thought that her fabrication would cause her love interest to be compassionate towards her and Angry at the two men instead, she was charged with second-degree, falsely reported an incident and tampering with or fabricating physical evidence, resulting in a sentence of 1 year in jail and 3 years of probation. Number 6.
At least she got some jail time. 1 year is not enough in my opinion, but she got something.
Gemma Beale. In August of 2017, a 25-year-old London woman was sent to jail for 10 years after making several false abuse allegations over the...
This one actually got 10 years because she did this like with so many men. It was crazy.
Course of several years. Between 2010 and 2013, Gemma Beale claimed to have been abused by 15 different men in 4 different incidents. One of the men she'd accused in 2010 was Mahad Kasim, who was wrongfully sentenced to 7 years in jail. However, in July of 2015, his conviction was reversed and he was set free after investigators uncovered a suspicious pattern of accusations by Beale, all with similar inconsistencies that indicated that she'd fabricated the stories. The woman was dubbed a serial liar, her motive being to receive compensation from each case she filed. She maintained her innocence throughout the trial that followed, but was ultimately found guilty of perjury and perverting the course of justice and sentenced to 10 years in prison.
10 years for ruining 15 men's lives. That one man that went to jail for 7 years and got changed, turned over, and acquitted. But what about the other 14 men? Are they still in jail? Have they been in jail this whole time still? Yeah, shit's fucked.
Number 5. Emory Ellis. A homeless man was arrested in November of 2015 after a cashier at a Boston Burger King thought he'd tried to pay for a meal using a fake $10 bill. Emory Ellis, aged 37, was charged with forgery of a banknote, which resulted in a probation violation from a previous offense. Because of that aspect, Ellis was taken to jail, where he was held without bail. 3 months later, in February of 2016, the Secret Service found that the $10 bill was in fact real. Ellis was released from jail and prosecutors dropped the forgery charge.
He got 3 months in jail. How are you guys going to compensate the man for that? Like, that's so fucking bullshit.
The man went on to sue Burger King for nearly $1 million, claiming that he was discriminated against solely for looking like a homeless person of color. The outcome of the lawsuit remained undecided as of the latest updates on the matter.
Wow, this happened in 2015 and it's 2024 now and it's still not settled? Fuck you guys, Burger King.
Number 4. Alexa Palabiki. 26-year-old Sacramento police officer Alexa Palabiki was accused...
Oh shit. Did you just hear that? Police officer? Shit's about to go down.
...of filing a false police report in May of 2021. The incident in question had been a traffic stop at a gas station where Palabiki alleged that she'd approached a driver for illegally parking. The officer searched the man's car on suspicion of a DUI, something she'd initially left out of her original report, but added at a later date after confiding in her fiancé, who was also a police officer. During the stop, Palabiki found what she'd claimed was an illegal substance, which really turned out to just be tobacco. An investigation carried out by...
Wow! That's how much they want to pin shit on people. You're going to call tobacco as, like, drugs.
by Internal Affairs revealed that Palabiki hadn't had probable cause at all to stop the man. They also uncovered that she tried to come up with 6 different versions of the story with another officer to make up a reason for her to search the driver's car. An audit of her arrests and reports was conducted for 3 years worth of cases, combing through interviews.
What? This is why we hate police officers sometimes, right? Like 3 years of misconduct as a police officer. Imagine how many lives she was able to ruin and fuck up being a police officer.
Use body cam footage and surveillance footage, as well as her phone records. Investigators highlighted at least 5 separate incidents of misconduct on Palabiki's part. She misrepresented or left out important facts about what happened during the incidents, in addition to reporting pursuits that never happened, failing to include suspect statements and even earning overtime payment on days when she left work early. The driver's case was eventually dropped. Once the information came to light, Palabi was fired from her job on November the 18th of 2021 and charged with 2 counts of falsifying police reports. If convicted, she could face up to 3 years in prison.
Falsifying for 3 years, and she's only gonna go to jail for 3 years if it gets convicted. How is that fair, guys? Like, how many people's lives she ruined in those 3 years? You just imagine, like, at least 1 stop or 2 stops a day, times 350 or 365 days, times 3 years. It's just like, how many lives? Like thousands.
Number 3. Kirsten Faith Snider. On March the 24th of 2021, a South Carolina woman made a home invasion and assault report, which ultimately proved to be a fabrication. 22-year-old Kirsten Faith Snider claimed that someone had cut her kitchen screen, broken into her house, and assaulted her. Deputies rushed to what they believed was a burglary in progress as Snider was on the phone with the 911 operator, actively reporting on what was happening during the alleged incident. However, when officers arrived on the scene, Snider told them that the intruder had fled through the kitchen window after she'd allegedly fought him off. During their investigation, the authorities were able to piece together that a break-in never happened and that Snider had not been assaulted. The woman was later charged with filing a false police report.
Why did she even lie in the first place? So it is, I mean, I get it. I get why you guys would ask the question, why would these people lie? Because sometimes the answer is just too ridiculous.
Of a felony and was arrested on a $10,000 personal recognizance bond. Today's topic was requested by Jorge Ramos. If you have any other topics you'd like to learn about, subscribe and let us know in the comments section below. Number 2. Cavana Zachariah Taylor.
It's funny how they suggested false accusations, and that's all they suggested. It didn't say women false accusations. It just said false accusations, and the whole video is nothing but women. Because that's how you know men can't make these false allegations the same that women can.
On May the 22nd of 2022, a Florida woman reported a crime that led to a SWAT raid at her boyfriend's home. 20-year-old Cavana Zachariah Taylor told a 911 dispatcher that her boyfriend hit her in the face with a gun after a physical altercation had broken out between them while they were sitting in his car outside of his home. It had allegedly started when the man took Taylor's work ID badge and slapped her with it. She retaliated by punching him in the side of the head, which led to the fight inside the vehicle. Taylor then reportedly got on top of him with her knees in his chest, which is when he reportedly reached for his handgun. She eventually managed to kick him out of the car, got into her own vehicle and called 911 before leaving. However, when officers questioned her about the incident, the woman said that her boyfriend hadn't actually hit her with the gun. Taylor claimed that her busted lip was a result of him punching her instead, which contradicted what she'd initially told the 911 dispatcher. Because of the nature of the call, the police department had sent the SWAT team, believing Taylor was
That's a lot of money when the SWAT team comes out.
in serious immediate danger. Her boyfriend was taken to the police department for questioning, and his handgun was confiscated as evidence. He told a completely different story, stating that Taylor had taken money from him and began to punch him when he tried to retrieve it. She'd
Sounds
also
about
broken
right.
his car's window with a tire iron. The man even provided a text message sent by Taylor threatening to call the police and lie that he'd attacked her with a gun. With evidence backing up her boyfriend's story, Taylor was arrested and charged with simple battery, simple assault, providing false information to law enforcement, and making a false 911 call. She was held on a $10,000 bail and eventually admitted to have fabricated the story.
She didn't get any sentencing? God dang it, man. So these stories, just gonna be more and more upset like hearing the sentencing that these people get afterwards.
Number 1. Lismans and Burrows. In September of 2020, British woman Lorraine Cox was walking home when she was murdered by Azam Mangori,
this was
aged
a male
24,
one,
in his
actually.
apartment. above a kebab shop. Mangori, who was just a tenant in the apartment and had no connection to the business below him, was found guilty of Cox's murder in April of 2021. He was sentenced to life in prison with a minimum term of 20 years served. However, in the early stages of the investigation, two friends of Cox's in their mid-20s, Louis Mearns and Brandon Burrows, were convinced that the staff of the kebab shop were somehow involved in her murder. On October the 2nd of 2020, they ganged up on Naveed Rahimi, the shop's chef. In front of his home, they called him racial slurs and accused him of killing Cox before they physically assaulted him. Upon their arrest, Mearns and Burrows tried lying to the police by saying that they were elsewhere at the time of the incident. However, DNA evidence found on a drink can at the scene, the location on their phones, and eyewitness testimony from a passerby proved that they'd been responsible for the attack. Both men were found guilty of racially aggravated battery and were given sentences of 10 to 11 months in prison.
Wait, 10 to 11 months for causing that man so much, I guess.
Thanks for watching.
Whew, that was a lot of false accusations, and 7 of them were women. 1 of them were men. That sounds about right of the ratio of what false accusations are between the two sexes. Sounds about right. Please subscribe down below. I really appreciate that, and I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.